As long as the woman is the predominant leader in the black community, more young black men will continue to die before their appointed time. First off, let me start by saying Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers, for everyone blessed enough to have a true woman as your mother or to raise you. It's such a beautiful thing. And I want to take the time to acknowledge and give thanks to the Most High for each and every mother under the sound of my voice, or each and every person that's been affected by a wonderful mother. You know, as I was cooking yesterday, I cut the TV on to let the Bucks game play in the background. The Bucks Celtics game to be exact. But as I cut it on, the news popped up first, and it was discussing the mothers that have lost children due to gun violence. And it broke my heart because, you could just hear and see the pain all on them. You know, it was quite evident, and my heart truly went out to them. And all of them were saying that they are advocating for stopping the violence and that there are other ways to solve conflicts, which is absolutely correct. However, I thought to myself, this cycle will never stop. The powers that be have done such a good job of deteriorating the black family that it's ridiculous. Almost every woman I speak to in today's times, they've almost been duped into thinking or believing that roles do not matter. And beyond this, that there is absolutely no need for the black man outside of sex. And for the most part, from what I'm hearing nowadays, most women don't even feel that they need a man for that either. But again, the ones feeding them this foolishness, they knew far better than they did. Now, starting back in the times of slavery, the black man has been ridiculed, denigrated, and humiliated. Look no further than the fact that their favorite punishment for the black man who dare step out of line was the lynching and the castration of the black man. They would then go on to make postcards and send these out like welcoming Christmas gift cards, so to speak. Outside of this, a white man could take and rape your woman, defile your household and everything that you stood for as a man, simply because you were property. Yet, the black family somehow still made it through all of this and were thriving at that. It wasn't until welfare was introduced, in my opinion, to where the government systematically empowered the woman at the cost of not having a man in the household. My God. Then, of course, the laws changed to where anything black men are doing to come up in the world outside of working a job, not saying whether that's right or wrong, but they started throwing football numbers at them, taking them away from their families for 10 years at a time, even more so 25, 30 years for minute crimes, or what many would consider very minute crimes, in comparison to white crimes such as rape and molestation, pedophilia, and things of this nature, or even quote-unquote white-collar crimes, none of which would bear the same weight as a small amount of drugs in your possession. I may do a whole teaching on this one day, but the result of this was the mother being thrust into a position that she was never designed to be in. By the Most High, this was never intended to be the case, and that is the role of being a man and actually, in return, trying to raise a man-child. Now, it's literally impossible for her to give the man or this boy the proper tools that he needs to be successful and navigate throughout the course of life, despite what popular culture tells you. So, in the black community, we have had an overwhelming majority of males who have been raised with no male figure that they respect. So, here they are. And once they reach a certain age of adolescence, they have all this testosterone, but they're in the world moving and thinking the same way that their emotional mother would. Now, once it reaches a certain age, with going unchecked, nobody can tell this now grown male anything. If the Lord isn't merciful, he is almost destined for the penitentiary or the graveyard, or to repeat the cycle of just dropping babies off and going on with his life like it's all good. This issue tends to compound itself when young men are almost forced to find a male figure that they look up to. This often is going to come in the form of a lying-ass rapper or somebody in the streets who doesn't care anything about them and just sees them as a way to capitalize and come up. Even worse than this, they're going to be glorified in the black community when they move stupidly or emotionally in response to conflict. Women find it attractive. Everybody in the black community knows this. They find it attractive, and other black men tend to look up to this type of erratic behavior. And once certain lines are crossed or certain cans of worms are opened, there's no turning around. Your bed is already made. So once somebody dies or you get too deeply involved in the streets, it's extremely hard to turn around. Thus the cycle will continue. Another fatherless black child growing up with a stepfather or an athletic coach trying to fill those shoes that his father left behind. It's sad, but again, we are at the point in our culture when we are contributing to our own downfall. A lot of males are content being sperm donors and living their life as if nothing is wrong. And a lot of women are comfortable doing what simply makes them happy, with the children oftentimes coming second, or if they are a quote-unquote good mother, she'll probably have a tendency to spoil them. And, without a proper disciplinarian in the household or with the correct information on how to be a man, the cycle is bound to continue. In fact, personally speaking, I can't imagine how I would be if my mother raised me alone. I've never feared her or any other woman for that matter. The discipline that would come from them, it's laughable to say the least. However, when they used to threaten to call my father, in school and things like that, that was a different story. I knew that this man was a force that I couldn't get around and couldn't beat at such a young age. So it almost forcibly instilled certain things in me and made me listen and take on responsibility even when the desire didn't come to me naturally. I'll leave it there for now, because this really could turn into an hour-long discussion. But, with that being said, blessings to all of the mothers out there on today, and happy Mother's Day again. And I do pray that the Lord be with you all. And to all of the young men and women under the sound of my voice, I pray that the Lord minister to you and counsel you and divinely put individuals in your life to give you the information that you need in order to successfully navigate this thing called life. But with that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. And until the next time, be blessed.